We've got details on Symmetra's insane new teleport ability. We've also got some Overwatch League drama, and we've got new skins that have been teased for the Overwatch Anniversary event. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stalosa. All right, check this out. This is Geoff Goodman, and he has posted this pretty detailed update on the forums. I'm going to read through this, and then I'm going to explain what this means, because this, ladies and gentlemen, sounds like, and wait for it, the best, most interesting, most intriguing, most funky hero update I have ever seen. Check this out. I don't really have the visuals to show you, sadly, but we're very much in progress working on her still. There have been a few changes to her as we've been playtesting her since last I posted. Firstly, her turrets are still projectiles, but they are now able to be destroyed while in the air. Awesome. This makes it harder to throw them directly at people in a fight to force them to run around to kill it. You now have to be a little bit more sneaky when you throw them or just pre-place them. Secondly, and this, guys, is the huge, absolutely huge thing, her teleporter ability now requires a button input to trigger, but the teleporter works in both directions. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You can enter and exit again, but it requires a button to enter, and as Geoff goes on in a second, I'm literally about to spoil this. There is a little bit of a cooldown before you can use it, but he says this means you can do new tricks like tossing it into an enemy Zarya ult from far away to pull your team out to safety. I'm going to read that again, because that, ladies and gentlemen, is insanity. This means you can do new tricks like tossing it into an enemy Zarya ult from far away to pull your team out to safety. We've also seen interesting strats where Sim can babysit a friendly Ana or Zen and place a TP if they get jumped on, giving them mobility to heroes that don't typically have that option. There is a small cooldown before you can take the teleporter once you've used it, so you can't just spam back and forth instantly. What? This sounds amazing. Guys, this sounds absolutely amazing. So we know from the previous update that Geoff put out a couple of weeks ago, you could like teleport the Diva Bomb. Well, you could do that still. You could teleport your entire team out of a grav, so suddenly you're countering an ultimate with the standard ability. That is absolutely huge. What else could you do? You could like he says, protect your Zen or your Ana or any hero with low mobility. You can be with them with Symmetra and throw the teleporter underneath. Like, the way I see this working, guys, is like Ghostbusters, right? I'm sure you guys have seen Ghostbusters. You know where they chuck the thing out and it sucks the ghost in and they throw it across the floor? When I was a kid, I had the Ghostbuster pack and I used to play with my friends in the street running around, and I had the thing that you chucked across the floor and it sucked the ghost after you like blasted it with the whatever. I want to say ectoplasm, but I think that's something the ghost drop, whatever. That thing you chuck across the floor, that's how I see Symmetra being played, right? And I'm genuinely getting excited for this, because can you imagine? You're there, and your team get caught in a grav, and then you're like, oh, it's fine. You throw a teleporter over to the side, chuck one on the ground, everybody spams, go, 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 go. They get out of it within like a second. They're out of the grav. The ultimates that have been invested in the grav, like the Dragon Strike grav combo, are no longer there. And this, guys, makes me go full conspiracy theorist again, because we're in a meta right now where Hanzo's mega strong, right? Hanzo and Zarya just kill you when you're in the grav. There isn't really anything to counter that apart from Zen is the only thing that can counter that. There's about to be another hero that can counter that as well. So this is what we have to think about when we look at balance of the game. We don't have all the information, and I don't think we ever will. These guys know what's going to hit the game in the next 6 or 7 months, most likely, so they can change what's going on. And honestly, this is just to me, guys. Right, this is so goddamn cool. So just to recap what we've got with the Symmetra so far, her primary fire becomes a like a Zarya type weapon, as far as we know. Her alternate fire travels faster, I believe, and detonates on impact. It doesn't go through barriers. It's kind of like a Pharaoh rocket, I believe it was described, although I don't think it travels as fast as a Pharaoh rocket, or something like that. Pretty ridiculous. Turrets can be deployed from range, which is huge. You've got less turrets, but they do more damage, and they've got more of a slowing effect, and they've got more health. Your ultimate is an insane 5,000 HP infinite size barrier, and your teleporter is now a standard ability that you can just throw all over the place. Ladies and gentlemen, that is absolutely frigging amazing. Good lord. Okay, we've got a couple of new skins. This is the Soldier Venom skin. I actually quite like this. This is an epic skin. Now, the sort of the remit for epic skins is Legendary skin is a total redesign of the hero's outfit. An epic skin is it still looks like the standard skin, but it has a color change and it has some little design changes. So as you can see with Soldier here, he's got like the Venom-esque style mask on, which I think looks really cool. And he's got a massive cobra on his back, which again looks goddamn cool. Looks like he's part of some insane biker gang. So I actually really like this skin. You guys let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Next up, we got this. This is Tracer. This is Lightning Tracer. This one is a little bit more divisive. Now, again, this is an epic skin. So Tracer looks pretty much like standard Tracer, only this time she's got a new hairstyle, which I really like this hairstyle, by the way. And she's got, obviously, new color scheme. She's got lightning written down, a kegs, or a pants, or a trousers, depending on where you hail from in the world, ladies and gentlemen. And she doesn't have a strap holding her a visor on. Or goggles, because I don't know, it's like a big suction cup now. I think this actually is quite nice, but I've noticed a lot of reactions on Twitter are like, oh my god, what the hell is this? Like, it is, yeah, it really stands out. I can't help but look at this and think, yeah, that'll make good thumbnails, that face will. Okay, and lastly, I want to talk about kind of censorship gone a little bit crazy, but I want to explain what's going on here. And before I start this segment of the video, let me be very clear. This is because of sponsors. This isn't because Blizzard want to stop everybody having fun in Twitch chat or anything like that. It is solely because of sponsors. And I'll explain that as we go into this section. So what you're seeing on the screen here are a couple of screenshots of tweets I made during the Overwatch Contenders EU and NA finals. Now, you'll notice in these tweets that I'm tweeting a lot about being banned. It's like, oh, I've been banned. And then I'm like, haha, wankers. Now, wanker is quite an offensive word in the UK. Now, the reason why I was saying that is because you can't say wanker in the chat, although Tracer actually says this in-game. Tracer also says tosser as well, which basically means wanker, and again is a highly offensive phrase in the UK. Now, the way to get Trace to say this stuff is to just use the punk skin, or I think any variation of the punk skin. I think there's 2 of them, and every now and again she will say these on kills. It's a very rare voice line, but she does say them. You guys can just Google if you want to see video clips of it from YouTube. They're everywhere. But yeah, if you want to get them yourself, then go ahead and play Tracer with those skins on. But yeah, I also get banned for saying LMAO, so laugh my ass off, which is pretty ridiculous. So what was actually going on here? Now, this was a tweet by one of the famous esports reporters, Slasher, and I couldn't quite believe this. So what actually happened here is they banned the jerseys for Fusion University. Now, it says FU on the jersey. Now, all throughout the season of Overwatch Contenders, they have FU as their icon, right? On the website, it said FU. Now it doesn't. Now it says FUN, so it says fun. Obviously, somebody thought that this meant FU, right, and not Fusion University. Now, maybe it did. Maybe they were having a little bit of fun. We don't really know. However, Blizzard said, no, you can't use these jerseys. Now, we're not entirely sure the reason behind this, but I think, again, you could bring this back to the sponsor argument, which I will explain in a second, guys. So, if we look at this tweet, we can see things like they banned the word climax, which is a Korean Contenders player name. They banned LMAO, sucks, monkass. But then it gets even more ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen, because they banned the word trap now on the Overwatch League broadcast. So you can't say trap. Now, we know trap has got some, Google it, guys, and you can see what that means. But it's really strange because Junkrat's got a trap. So you'll be like, oh, Junkrat's used his trap. Well, you might say this in the chat, but not any longer. You'll probably get like a auto mod suspension for that. Yeah. Also, I don't think you can use the word hack in the chat as well, which is, again, pretty stupid because Sombra's got a hack. You get what I'm saying? And then, ladies and gentlemen, I present you this. This is McCree. Now, on McCree's belt buckle, it says BAMF, right? Now, that means badass mother effer. That's what that means. Everybody knows what that means. It's in the game. It's clearly on the character. That's probably banned out of the chat as well, right? Now, any of you guys remember Harambe? Do you remember Harambe? I remember Harambe. Well, listen to Geoff.
Keep them out for Harambe, always. That's right. We love our Facebook, our Twitter. You guys are amazing to us. Each one of you, the pro Genjis, the support mains, the people not watching because they're placing in Season 3 right now. This is your award, and we thank you on behalf of everyone at Blizzard. Thank you so much.
I'll tell you what as well, because I'm feeling jazzy and I've just realised I've got the file, I'm going to throw this in as well. This is Tracer saying tosser.
Tosser.
Okay, so, yeah. The game has things in it which the game doesn't agree with, but that's not the simple case of it. Let me explain what's going on here. Right, Overwatch League has non-endemic sponsors. Now, what that means is, endemic means it's inside the scene. So, for esports, typically you'd have like a gaming company like HyperX or, you know, Razer or maybe Monster Energy, I suppose G Fuel, those type of sponsors, Intel, Nvidia. These sponsors are endemic. They're already in the scene. They're advertising to their viewers, and you know, that's great and that's fine. What Overwatch League does is it gets non-endemic sponsors. These are companies that are not in the esports scene but want to advertise to the people watching esports. These are your Toyotas, your Sour Patch, your Gillette, your, you know, other companies like that, your Sony, these big companies, right? Those companies advertise on Overwatch League. However, these companies do not want their stuff shown on a broadcast where you can clearly see phrases being used, which to us as gamers is totally fine. But to those people, they don't want it. They don't want you saying LMAO, right? Because it's got the word ass in it. Right? They don't want you saying wanker. They don't want you saying any of this. So what this means is, or monkass, because of that Pepe far-right meme madness, right? They don't want you saying any of that because it can conflict with the image they're trying to put across with their brand. Now, the other thing as well is you think of a sports, like a football game or an NFL game, or I think you have this at NFL, don't you guys? You must do. So like advertising boards around the pitch. These will be a lot of different things. Loads of different companies, television companies, electronics companies, car companies, tire companies, literally everything, right? What you don't get, though, is the crowd. You don't get a live feed from the crowd. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have been to many football games in my life. They are quite spicy atmospheres, right? A lot of language is thrown around, like crazy language. If you put a microphone into the crowd and streamed that alongside a football match, there would be no sponsors, because the things these people say is ridiculous. And that's exactly what's happening here with Overwatch League and Overwatch Contenders, and what Blizzard are trying to do when it comes to protecting the advertising investment. And just to give you guys some figures as well, the league has made hundreds of millions of dollars off this stuff. So they are going to protect it. It is by far the biggest sponsored esport there is, because it has all of these brands coming in from outside of the scene, so they're going to protect it. I think, end of the day, this is just the unfortunate reality of it. The game devs are just like us, and you can tell that because of what's actually in the game. However, when it comes to packaging this up for a broadcast, which has sponsors that don't understand the world that like we live in, guys, there has to be a compromise there, and this is just an unfortunate side effect of reality, I suppose. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below, guys. I've been Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then, well, let me know what you think about the video. And remember, guys, if you really, really love the channel, you can click the sponsor button and sponsor the channel. You do get special perks for Overanalyzed, of which I am working on increasing the output of Overanalyzed to 2 videos a week instead of 1. Potentially, I might do 3 a week, but we'll have to see, because Overanalyzed takes a very long time to make. So, yeah. All right, guys. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter as well, which is @UnitLostGaming, and I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.